Actually, it kind of makes me think of what happened and get into a larger, bigger picture about All-Star games in different sports. Um, you see Aubrey Plaza, WNBA All-Star game. You see what happened to her? She, actress from Parks and Rec. She was in White Lotus.
No. What happened?
Yeah. WNBA All-Star game in Phoenix. There was some sort of celebrity challenge or whatever, or she was just at the Phoenix Mercury practice facility playing a game of knockout and tore her ACL.
In knockout?
Yeah,
Dude.
Yeah, and she's
That's
like 40.
brutal, man.
She's like north of like the 40 rule is like, man, like
Yeah.
I don't know, like if I want to be riding no mechanical bull, like I mean, I'm all set. But
Well,
like, that kind of
basketball is a very explosive sport. I guess even a knockout, but I mean that's kind of brutal, man. That's showing some unathletic. That's giving unathletic. That's what I'm feeling right now. Also,
or just ultra competitive.
Stretch. Or you got to stretch. You can't go out there on a basketball court and just cold and start hooping. That's one thing I know you cannot do. So that's brutal. That's a tough way to have an ACL tear.
So with that said, All-Star game, right? American League ends up winning. Jared Duran gets the MVP in Arlington, Texas. I've always enjoyed baseball All-Star game. I didn't enjoy the uniforms this year in the least. I'm all for bringing back like the team uniforms for the All-Star game because those, especially the American League ones, are just gross. So hopefully, do you agree with that, by the way?
I mean, I'd like to just have like an American League cap or a National League cap and wear your uniform. I think that's cool when you see all the uniforms out there.
Yeah, so baseball, like, I mean, I get it, like, if you don't do it in basketball or football or even hockey, but they do a 3-on-3 now in hockey, but because with baseball, like, you're all your individual positions, right? And you're not like, in basketball, 5-on-5, if everybody's got, you got 10 different uniforms out there or whatever, that can be a little confusing, even though one team's probably got the whites on, the other team's got the right.
They did this before in the NBA. They've done it before where they wore their uniforms. Just like in the 90s, I remember.
It's too much, I think. I think it's too much.
Yeah, I mean it is, but you got the home whites and then the darker or the home whites and the away team darker jersey. So it's kind of like you kind of know who's on your team, but it's difficult, I guess.
Yeah,
that's probably why it's only been done a few times.
Yeah, and this All-Star game thing, like in baseball, they gotta fix that. How about the uniforms have been like a huge thing this year, not fitting right, the name's too small, and then you get to the All-Star game, you got these things. It's like, what is going on? But I don't know. So in terms of the All-Star game, like I love watching the baseball All-Star game. What's your favorite All-Star game to watch, like in any sport?
It'd probably be baseball too. I mean, baseball got it right. And I used to love, and a lot of people might hate this, some of the, more purists of baseball. I used to love when it dictated who had home field advantage in the World Series. You get these guys something to play for. I actually enjoyed that. So I love the baseball All-Star game because the pitching, like you want to see some elite pitching. It's just like the movement on these guys' pitches, the velocity. I think that is what attracts me to it because you don't see this on a nightly basis. And if you're just tapping into the game at the All-Star break, it's like a showcase in arm talent. So that's one of the things that I love. And then you guys obviously have your sluggers, your Aaron Judges, your Jose Ramirez, guys who can hit bombs, Juan Soto. And you got some big stars in the game. So I enjoy it from the pitching aspect, but I think baseball's got it right. They do it the best. Second, if you didn't ask me to rank these, but I'm just going to do it, I guess. I would say basketball second just because of and it's not really much about what's happening on the court. It's just more so the weekend surrounding it. Like NBA All-Star Weekend is just this big event. So you got celebrities coming out. You got people, dignitaries of all type of, fields and entertainment, sports and entertainment, whatever. And I think that's pretty cool. You get everybody together. And then like basketball, it's like these are global superstars. So I always enjoy the dunk contest, although it's fallen off, off the several years. And the game obviously is not even. There's no defense being played. It's just like it's tough. But basketball is one of those games where you can't do it halfway. But if you do, you don't want to go too hard because you want to avoid injury. Like it's supposed to be fun. It's more so like a culmination to your first half, like your hard work. Mm-hmm. And then I'd say hockey is probably next. That's always pretty exciting, the 3-on-3 stuff and the skills challenge and, who can skate the fastest and, hardest slap shot. It's pretty cool to see kind of some of the strength and power in the game and speed and finesse. And then the Pro Bowl is down there. And that used to be up there for me when it was in Hawaii when I worked there. But now having it in Orlando, it's like, dude, this is not even something that I would want to be a part of. This is not even something that is like, hey, you had a great year, you're a Pro Bowler. It seems, Mac Jones was a Pro Bowler. No disrespect, but it's like
sounds like some.
I guess yeah. Anytime you say no disrespect and you follow it up with a statement, it's kind of disrespectful. I do realize that, but yeah, anybody's a Pro Bowler nowadays. So it's like the stars don't play in the game, and I remember when it was in Hawaii, it was like obviously Brady was playing in a lot of Super Bowls, but even those few years where he wasn't, like he went to the game like once or twice. So, like, you get guys who are like, no, my season's over, I'm done. Like, I'm going to just chill with the fam, go on vacation, be in Ibiza or whatever, what have you, and just be living it up until next minicamp. Yeah. So, I would go that direction with it. But baseball is – but, I guess all All-Star games are tough, but baseball is probably the one that I most enjoy watching.
Yeah, so I would agree with your rankings except for one. The Pro Bowl is by far the biggest joke going. Like it's so stupid. Like I'm sorry. Like it's just it's after the season. The teams who are playing in the Super Bowl are playing the following week, so nobody from those teams are even there. Like, and it's just pointless. It really is. Like, but I get it. I understand why they do it because it generates revenue, whatever. So fine.
Somebody's watching.
Number 3 for me is NBA now. It never used to be. It always used to be. Yeah, because I don't know, man. It's just it's a tough watch. It's a real tough watch. Like didn't it get north of 200 this year? Like 200 points. 200 total and points. It's nowhere close to resembling the game of basketball. It's an absolute it's a snooze fest. Because it doesn't show off talent because there's nobody playing defense. Like anybody could score. You and I could score in the NBA All-Star game. Like that's what sort of waters it down. And the dunk contest just doesn't have the names anymore. Jaylen Brown, right? He took part in the dunk contest this year, didn't he?
Yeah.
Or was he supposed to? Right? He did. Which was good. But like over the years, just seeing these no names, G Leaguers take part of the dunk contest.
But that G Leaguer who won though, he did bring some excitement. I forget his name right now.
But don't you miss seeing the big names in the dunk contest? Doesn't that build up excitement? And then the NHL All-Star Game is second for me because while it's 3-on-3. There's a draft process and there are 4 teams and it's a tournament and there's some excitement that's generated with that, and then you mentioned the skills that go along with that. That's always fun to see, players zooming around the ice and then seeing the hardest shot that's pretty cool, and then the skills competition too with trying to hit the corners of the net and all that stuff. So I enjoy that. But baseball is number 1, and baseball is number 1 because it's the closest thing to the real thing. Right? It's an actual game. There's no sort of all right, we're going to throw, the guy's going to get on the mound and throw 80. So so Shohei could hit one 500 feet. That's the kind of thing that happens in the NBA All-Star game. Guys don't play defense. They allow these crazy alley-oops to happen and all that stuff. Guys are jacking it up from half court. But in baseball, they're actually playing. This is a game. Dudes are going out there throwing 100. Guys are out there trying to hit, trying to win. It's an actual game, and it moves along great. It was 2.5 hours. It's a real enjoyable product, and it's I think by far the closest to the real thing, and it's entertaining.